Good afternoon, traders. Welcome to the second webinar for this week. Sorry about the recording for that one. I hope this time the recording goes well. It's recording right now, so I hope this sound wouldn't be a problem. Let's go. Let's start. We're going to go very fast because all of you saw it yesterday, and we may make stuff. So remember what I said yesterday. If the dollar index breaks to the downside, because of all the divergence, you will want to wait for it to make a correction before you actually look for any sells. That's a rule. So if you don't do that and you jumped into it, you're likely gonna, actually somebody asked me that question. I said, if you jumped into it, you're gonna likely regret. Because what they do is they break in the reverse, and we have seen this pattern where they just break the structure, very well made structure, break it and then reverse to tag the top before they go down, which means you can watch this dollar index come here and then go down. It will still go down. It is still in a correction for downside, but first they will come and tag this top and then go. Right? If you understand pattern, you understand why they behave this way. So I'll take 1 second here to talk to the person who says, he says if it's going to go up, it's going up. If it's going down, it's going down. That is true. When it's going up, it's going to go up. But then you have to know where it's going to stop and turn. So if your attention span is a little longer than 10 seconds, you would hear me say, if it comes here, it will go up, but you will be careful at this stop. And if you're only hearing this part, but you're not hearing that part, you should stop trading. Now let's move on to trading. For those who can trade and those who understand what it means by when it's going up. If you get a flag here now, you should look for a buy. And if you buy, watch it when it comes to this level, because somewhere around here, they will turn to the downside. And you would look for a sell somewhere here when they turn. That is for that special guy who seems to have an attention span of 5 seconds. So euro broke out yesterday. Remember what I said about the euro. You got to be careful. There's a reason we believe the euro is not ready to go up. That's something we can't tell you in here, but in our room we spoke about it, and I show why I think there's a possibility for the euro to come back down here and then go up. And it's doing exactly that. So when the euro break out here, you're not supposed to jump in it. You're supposed to wait for them to make a correction and then look for a trade setup. And if you do that, you wouldn't be in the buy. So you wouldn't be upside down and you wouldn't be, sweating right now because you probably don't have a stop. But what you'll wait for here now is for them to make a flag. And as you can see, they're making a flag. And if they make that flag, you will trade it down to this level. And then you will start to look for upside because it is very highly, at least 95% chance they're going to go back up to complete a pattern and then go down. You're lucky if we're wrong. If I'm wrong about it, I'm in the sell. And if I'm wrong about it and they do this and they go, I wouldn't be worried that I'm wrong. I'll be happy that I'm wrong about it and they're not going back up. But because I understand structure, when it comes to this level, I would be aware. I would be alerted. I will be careful. I would move my stops. I'll protect what I have, and I'll be waiting to see, are they going to break out or are they going to go back up? Now, if you don't know that, you don't even know where to be careful in the pattern. You don't know where you have to move your stops, where you have to get out of the trade, where if you don't understand structure, you don't know those things. I'm pretty sure a lot of people bought yesterday when they broke out. Go to TradingView and see, look at all the charts. You will see how many of them are thinking it's going to go up crazily. Because it broke some resistance, it broke something for them. That's not how the chart moves. You have to understand what pattern it's making. It's reading the patterns that already existed in the charts, and those patterns will repeat themselves. If you don't know them, if you don't know how to read them correctly, you don't have an advantage in the market. We're not saying that we're going to, we have everything perfect, but we have an advantage in the market because we understand the patterns. We know them, we know how they behave. Once in a while, we get them wrong. Not that the patterns doesn't exist or they don't work the same way they should work. Once in a while, I get it wrong because I'm making forecast. I'm not doing hindsight analysis. I'm doing forecast, which means in forecasting, you can be wrong because you're making an assumption of how that pattern will totally develop at the end. And sometimes it doesn't behave that way. Well, guess what? Most of the time when we're wrong about the analysis, we're not in the trade. It's that easy. That is what you guys have to understand. That when the analysis doesn't go the way we expect it to go, we're not in the trade. When it goes the way we expect it to go, we are hammering it like, 4 or 5 trades in it going down. So that's what you got to do. Wait for this. And if this starts to go down, we are expecting it to go down. You should get 2 or 3 trades going down there because they will make more than one pullback. And that is what you look for. So I'll show you what the pattern should look like in a daily and why we think that is possible. So probably 4 hour. Daily might be too much. If you take this out and you take this out, you probably will be able to see what we're looking at. We're looking at this as a possibility for a running flat. And we have had patterns like that before. Here is one. You got an impulse down. You have a 1, 2, 3 up. Watch this pattern clearly as I'm drawing it. We broke that top, and then they drop below the bottom, and then they go back up. You can take a snapshot of that so you will learn something. That's a bonus for you being in here today. Watch this one here. We made it low. We made it low. I'm going to go very slow. We made 1, 2, 3. This one is a running flat. This one is a regular flat. They drop. I'm expecting this to drop, and then I'm expecting them to go back up. Now, is it going to do exactly that? Is that the pattern they're making right now? We can't say for 100% sure that is what they're doing. But we know that such pattern exists in the market. And if they're making that pattern, guess what? We're ready for it. Right? We are really, really ready for it. Give me 1 second. Let me just, okay, good. I just had to remove somebody from the group. You guys may not see him. I saw what he wrote, so I'll remove him. So let's go. That is what you get. So if it is going to do that, it is coming to this level. This is your trade. And if you know how to trade it and you have a good strategy, don't miss it. What if it goes back up? It's not going to bother me. Right? If it goes back up, it's not going to bother me because I'm looking for a sell. And unless I get a very good sell set up and it fits all the rule that I use to trade, I wouldn't be in the sell. I wouldn't care about it. So it goes back up. I relook at the pattern. I relook at the charts again. Decide what pattern I think they're making right now. And do I have a strategy? Is my strategy ready for a trade now? And I'll take the buy. Right? Somebody's asking how many. We are not. I'm not teaching you the wave theory here. That's a 6-week course. You know my Skype. I'm just giving you some very simple advice. What I'm giving you here may look simple. Take a chart and try to do it when I walk away from it, and you will see that it's not that easy to do. Right? There's a reason we have 6 weeks. Isaac is in my group. He knows what he's saying, right? There's a reason we train you for 6 weeks, and there's a reason we have you in the room and we train you for the next year until you become very good at it. And we train you, we give you lifetime free access. Because we know that in 6 weeks we cannot make you a super trader. But if you stick around long enough for that, we'll do that. Let's go. Watch for that trade. Pong. Remember what I said about the Pong. If you were looking for something to sell, look at the Pong, because the Pong has the highest probability of going down, because no matter what the Pong does here, no matter where it goes, it's just a bigger correction for downside. Right? It's just a bigger correction for downside. How many of you got the Pong trade to the downside? Well, not for my group. How many of you got that? If you got it, you did well. If not, wait for it to make a correction, and it likely will make correction. And if it does make a flag, you get a good trade to the downside. If they reverse this, I don't expect them to reverse it right now. The possibility exists because we do have a chance that that may complete this wave down. This might be the last impulse down on that wave. And if it ends here, they're going to probably go back deep, which means we will get out of the trade and look for buys. But right now, there's a chance they make a flag. See, there's a little flag in there. Let me show you it on a 1 hour so you can see it. If you go in a 1 hour, you see there's a little flag here, and there's a little flag like in, well, this one actually didn't go far, but you may get a little flag here. One more drop, and then the upside. So you can take the trade if you get a flag. If you don't, well, nothing you can do there. You guys may want to keep all your questions to the end. Right? If you're in this trade, just move your stop. You don't have to take profit as yet. Aussie is in a big sideways move right now. Let me look at the daily so I can give you some clues what it's doing. I think I showed you, I still think Aussie is going to come down some more. So we're looking for a sell setup. Do we have a sell setup? Not as yet. If you sold this breakout here a little early, you may want to put that to break even, because I think they could be making a flag here. And when they make a flag here, you will trade it down to this low first. And you will put it into profit, because from this point, they can go back up one more. That will complete this structure, 1, 2, 3, and then still go down. If you're in the sell and they don't do that, they just drop, congratulations. You're in a good trade. You don't have to worry. I don't think they will do that. But if they do it as a contracting flat, good for you. But I don't think. You're going to short trade to this level, one more up and then down. Let's go. New Zealand, same here. And New Zealand already broke the low. So which means if they make a flag here, you get a trade to go. Remember I said you're not interested in the buying in New Zealand yesterday. I only said that yesterday. Don't look for buys on these things. They're telling you they're going to go down, right? So what you're looking for here now, the possibility of them going back up one more. You don't have a buy setup as yet. If you don't know what your buy setup should look like, don't trade it. Right? You don't have a buy setup as yet. You're not supposed to be buying there now, because nobody says this can't drop here. You also don't have a sell setup there, which means you're not supposed to be selling it now. If you're already in the sell, put it into profit, move your stop and wait. But if you get a flag here, then you get a sell setup, and then you can look for them to come and retest this low. I'm a little on the upside for this, first here and then downside. This will go down. There's no question if this is going to go down or not. That's not a question. The question is the correction over? And I don't think it's over. I think we can see more correction to the upside, and then we'll probably see this trade down. We're going to see this. 1, 2, 3. Guess how much we have here? We have 1. See, 1, 2, 3. We have 1 up. We may be making 2 now, and then we'll look for the 3 there, and then we'll come down. See how easy it is? It's like ABC, right? It's not that difficult. You can see they made it before. Well, they're probably going to do the same thing now. So you look for the up, and then you look for the down. I think that if you just came in the webinar today and you only got what I just gave you, you got more than you came for. If you're paying very good attention, you got much more than you came for. Because what I just gave you on those pairs are quite a lot. If you can grab that concept, you can grab a lot. That's just a very, very tip of the iceberg. But that's to show you how pattern work, right? Expanding, no, that would be just a regular flat. Now, you mean this little piece? Yes, possible. Yen, I don't even have to tell you. We spoke about this yesterday, and it's working good, right? So look for a buy setup if you're not in the buy already. By the way, how many of you, 155, how many of you not in the yen buy? That would be an easy question. I made this very clear yesterday. You're looking for a buy. Don't sell it. How many people not in the buy? Don't tell me if you're in, because I hope all 155 of you should be in. How many of you not? If you're not in the buy, type and don't be shy about it. It's okay. My traders do that all the time. They don't take the trades I tell them to take sometimes, right? Okay, just a couple of people not in. Came out. So that's okay. The majority is in. That's okay. We don't get 100% of the people in my group taking all the trades too. I don't take some trades. That's normal. You take the trades you like, right? The trades you were trading, basically. So good, but you can get in the trade still if you're not in. They will make a correction here, and this would be a good trade to the upside. Like they made a correction trade there, and that was a good trade to the downside. So if you see this flag set up and it's already looking like that, you can get a trade to the upside. CAD? Well, we just sold this. We'll take profit because I think they're going to go back up. I think CAD is going to start that upside. Let me take this out. I think CAD is going to start an upside very soon. Right? You can see that this is dying out. They're getting divergence, and this will start to go back up. Look for a buy setup. to retest this stop. It may not go so aggressive. They may still stay in here and even come back here and then go, but we don't make that forecast. I mean, the B wave could be complex, but we don't forecast it complex. It doesn't mean we don't know it's going to be complex. What we do is we make the simple forecast and we watch to see how that plays out. Right? When you learn to do forecasts, you'll understand how it's done and what you should expect when you're doing. You may see one, if my traders see me just draw one single arrow, it does not mean it's going to go into one single arrow. What they understand by that is that that's a corrective structure and it could get complex. So they know how to trade it actually. That's the whole point. So what we're gonna wait for, I can take this out. We're waiting for a turning point in the cat to the upside. And this is one you should not miss because there's a high probability of it turning to the upside. If it goes very slow, you get small trades, you get profit, you get out. If it goes very fast, you're going to be one lucky person. I don't think it's going to go fast. Swiss upside. Remember I said there was a possibility that the Swiss could come back one more and tag this low here and then go. Well, that possibility is out. It's not going to happen. Well, I can't say it's not going to happen, but it's unlikely to happen. I think we're going to come back up and go all the way to the top. That was something I drew for somebody. So let me just take that out. I think we're going to see this trade to the top here. And they can go fast. You see sometimes they can go really fast. See that? We're not going that fast. We're going this fast. We're going a little slow right now. So we've got some nice moves. You can see very sharp moves. I hope they start going pretty fast now and that they take off. I would like them to take off and get to that top. That is a good trade. If you get a flag anywhere, buy it. Right? Anywhere you get a flag, buy it. Audio problem again. Anybody else having noise in the audio? Serious noise, I'll change it. No. Okay, then it's your side. Great, thank you. So that will have to be your side. Unplug and plug in again, or probably just log off and log in back. So watch this trade. This is a nice trade. And if the yen goes, this will probably go. Euro Oz, I think we're setting up for a sell right now. This might be a small trade. This might be a small trade if you get it. But if they do that, we will be getting a drop into this area. And if they start to drop, you want to take that trade. Right? I still have my buy set up here. I'll be looking for a buy in that area. Right? That's an area where I'll be looking for a buy. So let's see. So we'll let him go. I think short term, you may have one more here. Short term, you may have one more up here. If they break through, don't miss the sell. Right? If they go back here, they may come back and break through. Don't miss the sell. Right? So look for a sell setup. You in New Zealand, it's also looking like a sell setup, and it's looking very much like a sell setup, but because now I think we have an A wave, we're making a B wave, and we'll be looking for a C wave. We'll be looking for this one. Right? Too early. If you're in this sell already, it's a little too early. You're very aggressive. That is an early sell. If you want to get a little more aggressive than this, pull a line like this and look for a trade. Wait for it to break, make a flag, and then get in that trade. That's already aggressive enough. If you're already in the trade, let's say this is making an expanding flat and you took the trade, your stop is where? Here or here? Where is your stop? So they will do this, and then they'll do that, and then they'll go. And that is also a flat, if you know anything about patterns, right? Don't get too aggressive. You'll lose many trades before they go. Euro yen is looking very nice for downside. So if they break, take the trade. It's looking very nice for downtrade. Remember, there's one more possibility for upside, but the more they go down, the less that possibility exists, right? If this drop here, that possibility for the upside is gone. We're going to be looking for this to come all the way back to the bottom. Now, it could come very sharp like this. It could come like this, which means it's going to come very, 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 very slow. Maybe do something like that and then come. I think they're coming sharp. So I would be looking for that sell setup. because I think it will be a very sharp move to the downside. Let's see. Within this structure, they can go back one more up here, like they did here. Go back one more up there and then come down. If they stay under here, we look for sell setups. You're not looking for a buy as long as you stay under that structure. When you break out, then we will make an assumption that they're going for one more up. Now you're looking for sell setups. If you're very aggressive enough to take short-term trades, that trade there, well, you can take it. I don't take these trades. They're very short-term. They don't live long. They don't give you a lot of pips, and they don't really make your account grow. They just make you get a winning trade, that's all. Your cat, we're in this one, but I think my traders will start getting out of it because I think we will go back up. All the cat pairs, I think, will go back up a little more before they come down, because you can see this one might continue to go. This has a euro in it, so you may want to move it to break even and keep it, because there's a good chance this might make a little flag here and drop. Not a big one, just a small flag and drop. Let me go into 1 hour and see. Maybe even less than a 1 hour trade, 1 hour flag. So you could probably find a 1 hour flag here and drop, right? If you do that, this could go this, because this cat pair has a euro in it. And euro could be, you know, getting aggressive moves to the downside. Euro chief, it broke, but it doesn't have enough reason for a sellers yet. It means they'll probably still go back here. So you'll pull this line, right? That broke. We were watching it, but it's not going aggressive. So I think they'll probably do this. Let me just pull this here. They'll probably do this. Back to the line, and then you will look for this trade down here. Back to the low. So keep your eyes on it. Let's see. It might do that. If the only time I'll be interested in a buy is if they break out or if they give me a good corrective structure for a buy. I don't see either, right? This is the one I want all of you to pay attention to. This will happen very soon. I keep saying it, and the more I keep saying it, the more traders say, well, this thing doesn't look like it's going to go. The more I say it, the more you should pay attention to it, because when it starts to happen, and we come back here 1 month from now and I say, how many of you are in that trade and how many of you have 1,000 pips in it? You're going to be sorry. You're going to be like, oh, I didn't even know it's going, right? This is about to fall. Depends on which broker you're using. They either break the daily top. If you're using some broker, they broke the daily top. If you're using some brokers, they haven't broken the daily top, but it doesn't matter whether they break the top or not. You're looking for a move down. And the minimum you would look for is for them to come back to the trend line and most likely break it. If they go back up one more, you get a buy, and then they still come down. Right? It doesn't matter whether they make one more up, they will still come down. So you can buy the next one up, and then you can come down. Well, right now you're looking for a sell setup, and I think a sell setup is very close. It's very close to happening. So keep your eyes on it. If you know how to trade it, you'll get a very, very good trade off of this. Why, if we wait for USD to go up and pound to go down? I am not sure why you think we're looking right now for euro to go down some more. And we're waiting for Punk to actually consolidate or bounce up more. Punk could go back. Remember I said the Punk is likely going to, I could see what you're saying. The Punk could likely finish right here and go back for a deeper pullback in the daily. The deeper pullback in the daily would be something like this before they come down. If you get something like that and you get the euro even going sideways or even much smaller, you can get that big move to the downside, right? So it's not necessary. You got to be careful. When I'm watching it of a trade in a 1 hour and I said this thing is definitely going down, that's what it's going to do. Question is, it end here? Or is it retracing, or is it making a flag for more downside? If it makes a flag for more downside, then you get one more drop, probably get one more drop like this, and start a deeper correction, because the deeper correction is going to start very soon, right? So focus on this one for a good sell setup. It's going to happen. It depends on what type of a trader you are. You could take the break of the small one. You could take the break of the big one. Depends on time frame you're trading as well and how aggressive you are in this market. We are not discussing a strategy to trade it. We are discussing mostly how you can get it. This is going down slowly, but you know, they went up back yesterday. Remember yesterday we said watch it. If they break, don't take it. They broke it. They went up back. They're coming. It's coming down, but it's not coming down aggressive. So that means when you see move going like this, very slow, if you're in the sell, you move your stop because at some point they will do that. This will eventually go back up. I've shown you those patterns many times, right? So I think if you're in this trade, just move your stop. Don't take it off. We don't know how long they're going to go down, but then they'll go back up. So you move your stop until they take you out, and then you buy. Pound New Zealand, same here. Yesterday, I warned not to jump in too early in anything because they could come back here and then go down. I think more upside is possible. I could even see this going way up. We will have to wait for that to actually prove, but I could see this possible coming back way up to the top here, right? And then the downside. This will still go down, but it could come back here. Not necessarily that it will go back there, but that possibility exists based on the pattern we have, right? That's this pattern so far. What we have could develop the number of ways, right? And one of the ways it could develop is going back to the top and then falling. So if it does that, you should be prepared to buy and then sell. If it doesn't do that, you should be prepared to sell. That's it. That's what I mean when I said, look at what pattern may form in this, because we have a certain amount of parts, but we don't have the complete structure. At the end, you will see the complete structure. And most, you notice most Elliott wavers are very good at counting waves and understanding structure when it's finished. Because when it's finished, we can all see it, right? You don't find a lot of them doing very good forecasting. Because to do good forecasting, you have to understand what part belongs to what part and what part makes which pattern. That's the difference between what we do and what most Elliott wavers do out there. They just put the numbers anywhere. Kind of, okay, I think this is the wave, right? So basically, if you get a sell set up, watch it, but there's a likelihood they can come here and then go down. I would put a bet that they could go up because looking at the way they're going down, it's not very aggressive. Peng Yen, going down, you're getting a trade. Let's watch it when it comes to this level. If you're selling, be very careful because it's going to turn very soon. So if you're selling this, watch it when it comes to this level. It can go very, very slow to that level, but once it gets there, it could turn, right? Not necessarily that it will, but it could. Because once they get there, this could be a three-wave structure for more up, right? This piece here. If they break through it and they continue to go, they'll most likely make a correction and continue to go. We will watch this level, and once they break this level, we're looking for more up. That would complete this entire structure. I hope they go and they tag this low, because that will give us the bigger trade much earlier than if they go up and then come back down. Pang Chief, still in the down move, but watch for corrections. Yes, I thought they would do that. They're correcting now, right? So this would make deeper corrections. You may look for a buy setup here. I think a buy setup is very likely to come back to the trend line, maybe even a little higher. But it's just a corrective move. It's just correcting the trend to go down. But you can buy it. I think the up move would be amazing, right? We don't know how big that correction will be, but it could be pretty huge. Watch it, a nice trade up, and then look for downside. I think that's a trade you will get today, the trade to the upside. So for my traders, remember I said we were discussing this, and I said, no, we don't want this sell. We don't like this sell. This sell is likely going to not go anywhere, and then it's going to come back, and this is the trade you should be looking for. Tonkat, you're in the sell, take profit. Possibility of going back up, you know, making it deeper. Remember yesterday I said, if you're going to sell one of the pound trade, I think I said it in this webinar and I said it in my webinar. For my thing, if you're going to sell any of the pound trade yesterday, sell this one. Because this one had the perfect setup. Right? The rest of them, we look at all of them. We said, if you really want to sell, take this one. This one has the perfect setup. The rest of them had a setup like the Pong Oz, Pong Swiss, Pong New Zealand, but they weren't great setups, which means they may not go far. This one had a perfect setup and it worked well. You can see that, right? Pong Swiss, don't sell it. I said don't sell it. It didn't go far. Pong Yen, be careful. Actually, the Pong Yen, I was still expecting this up and they made the up and now they're coming down. So didn't go very. Pong New Zealand, stay out of it. Pong Oz, stay out of it. Even if it's going down here, you can see that's not aggressive. That's not enough, right? The best one, Pong CAD. So if you sold that, if you listened and you sold that, that's a good one. You make good money, take profit, get out and wait. Aussie Yen, stay out of it. They're trade setups, but they're not very great. CAD Yen, stay out of it. Same thing here. Let's take all of these out. Stay out of it. Let's go. Stay out of most of the yen pairs. Go trade the dollar yen if you want, because most of the yen pairs are not confirming good patterns as yet. Stay out of this one. Don't sell that break. There's a likelihood they're going to go back up. It's completing a corrective structure to the downside to go back up. Aussie, New Zealand, keep your eyes on this for a possible sell setup. Right? See, they're making, and this one is going very slow now. So it could break the top, but once they do that, you'll get a sell setup. So keep your eyes out for that. Aussies, this one, it's kind of like in this position here where this might go back here and then come down, or they will just continue to stay here for a while. So best thing is wait. Don't jump into that. Aussie CAD went down, but we didn't trade it because it's not a very nice setup anyway. New Zealand CAD same, went down. It was already going down. There was nowhere to sell. New Zealand Swiss, nothing of those. You can get a buy setup here. This is a good buy setup, by the way, and it has a Swiss in it, right? This is a good one. That's a nice trade. We know Swiss dollar looks likely going to go up. Watch that trade. Silver will probably come down some more. Don't jump in too early. There's a likelihood they'll do this and they'll drop here and then go back up. If you have to buy silver, you have to buy out of the trend. Let me show you where you want to buy. Two places you want to buy silver right now. It's not going down aggressively, so I'll take that out. That means I don't think they're going to go there. But I could see them coming back here and then going, right? So you want to buy somewhere here if you get a setup for a buy there, or you want to buy outside of the trend. Because they could do this and then drop, right? You don't want to go to buy into that trend, not because the trend line is some kind of a magical thing that will stop it, but because the pattern could complete itself right there, right? This pattern could complete itself there and then change to the direction. So it's not so much about the trend line. It could be on the trend line. It could be a little under the trend line. It could be a little above the trend line. The pattern completes itself and it turns. So you want to wait for when they come out and make a big consolidation before you buy. In that case, just wait for the downside and then buy. Right? Gold, some of you should be in the sell. If you're in the sell, you just got to wait a little more. I hope you didn't. If you get break even, no problem. But there's a good chance they're going to make one more here and then upside, giving you that correction. So watch for it. Oil is going up and down and all over the place. So I tell my traders stay out of it because this is it looks more upside right now. I would say it looks more upside. It's just not confirming the upside as yet for us. So we still have to wait and see what that is doing, right? It's looking more upside, but not really good setup. So wait. Oh, the Ripple. How many of you bought it and took profit? Let's go. We'll skip most of them because like DAX, DAX is looking upside, by the way. It's not dropping beyond that point. It could still drop. They could still drop. But because this is a correction coming down, you could get one more up before they fall. The big fall or the big correction in it is not coming as yet. They could likely tag the trend line, right? They don't have to, but they could likely come here, tag the trend line, and then go. I think you can see that. It's very clear, right? You got to move up, you got to move down, you got to move up, you got to move down, you could get one more up. So if they break this, you can look for that buy. It is not going to be a big one. And after that, you're going to go into the deeper consolidation. That is the deeper correction, right? So if you trade this, watch it. S&P 500, very similar. I think they're just making corrections, right? They may be making one like that, so they could probably do this for a while. And if they do that, could get one more up, right? Watch this too. One more up, and then they could come down. So it's just going sideways. When they fall more aggressive than they're falling right now. So it's coming down. That's correct. This sell was a perfect one. It come there, you get a second sell there. They come back here, you may get a third sell here. And if you get that, watch for this to go up, right? If they break here, the buy is a short one. The buy is not very aggressive either. It's not gonna, go up pretty fast as you expected. I told everybody, if you're interested in making money in any of these cryptocurrencies, this is one you should pay attention to. Buy it here. I think I made that very clear. How many of you bought there? Hold it for a year, right? Hold it for a while. Don't worry with all the spikes and little inside. If you take some profit, it's good. You can buy again. But hold that for a longer term. That thing has more upside to go, much, much more. I don't trade cryptos, but if I traded, this is the one I'd buy. You're already in profit. Here, look how many % you made in your account. You bought at 15 and it's at 19, right? When that thing goes to 30, you double the profit. You bought for 15, it's 30, that's double. That's 100%, right? It goes 15 up. Every time it goes 15 up, you're doubling, right? You're kind of making 100% there on it. So let it go. Right? This is the best one. You don't want to buy the ones that are thousands of dollars. Don't invest money into crazy stuff. Invest money in things that will bring you real. If you buy it at 3,000, it has to go to 6,000 before you double your investment, right? Where is the top for this? I don't know. It could go. I think it's gonna go more than $1. Where was it before? Let's go look. It was here. Oh, they could spike this up. I wouldn't be surprised. This thing could go all the way up, maybe $5, $10 even. And when it gets there, you can see if you buy it at 15 cents, how happy you will be, right? Ooh, even if it goes down back, let's just make an assumption that this thing stops here and drop one more low, break this low, and then turn back to the upside. Buy some more here. Don't close it, just buy some more there. Because after that, it's a big move to the upside. It's an amazing big move to the upside. And looking at the pattern right now, I have a very strong feeling they will do that. You notice this looks like a flat. 1, 2, 3. I have a feeling they're going to drop, break this low slightly, and then start taking off. Very, very. The drop is to clear everybody who panic and close their trades. Those who own it and, it's going down. Man, I don't want to be in this thing. It's no good. I bought it for 50 cents. I'll sell it for 14 cents and that's it. It's not going anywhere. I'm not buying. And they'll drop it to 13 and then 12 and then 10 cents. And nobody wants it. And then it goes, it takes off. And everybody is going to buy it when it's 50 cents and it's 60 cents and it's $1 and it's $2. We like to buy things when they're expensive. And why buy it when it's cheap? Buy it when it's expensive. It's 3,000. Oh, I want some. Right? Because that makes you look like you think you know what you're doing, right? You're buying expensive things, right? Expensive things lose value very fast. At 15 cents, not much value to lose. That's the common sense, right? So as an investor, if you're investing long-term, you should think that way, that this is the one you want to go for. We'll track this every week and see how it's behaving. I kept you here for more than 30 minutes already. I was planning on doing it very short because we did one already. So let's see. You can see I can already show you that. Let's revise some of them. You see Aussie already going back up slightly. If you go to the 15 minutes, you can see already going back up. So be careful. I think they hope if they make a flag here, that would be, it's not much of a flag though. New Zealand, this one could go back up off the line and they'll go back up. So if they consolidate only, which means you have to wait, then you get the sell. If they make a flag here, you buy, right? So let's see which one they're going to do. You guys could trade. I wouldn't go through everything again. I think everything else you guys could do it without me. I can take some questions and then we can call it a day. So what questions you guys have? Go ahead. You see no pattern in copper. Copper it's at the top and it's not, it's just wait for it to come back. It's not worth the deal investing in it now. XAU, XAG, you probably just look at that for trade silver or gold. But you can look at that to see which one is going to make the bigger move. Do you use hidden divergence? No, I don't even have an idea what it is. Is Aussie New Zealand forming AB squeeze? I think it's not AB squeeze, but it's making it's the impulse is getting weak at the top. That's not the AB squeeze pattern. Ethereum, I think that one could fall actually. Since you asked, it's interesting in that if you look at the pattern, if you look at the 4-hour pattern, it could actually break down, right? This one here. There's a good chance that if they break here, they'll make a flag, and you can look for them to retest this low. You know, like a 1, 2, 3. So keep your eyes on it. Keep your eyes on that one. They could probably do that. This is not a buy setup. I would wait to see them go back up, make flags, and then buy. But you don't have a sellers yet. They have to break and make the flag, or make the flag and then break. Okay, anything else? Which trading you advise intraday or depends on your account size, depends on what you trade, how you trade, your nature, your ability to handle risk. If you could put all of that together, you will know what time frame suits you, how you trade long-term, short-term. You know, it's a mix. You can actually do both at the same time. It depends on how, you know, it's a lot. Trading, let me just go very short since you asked the question. I think it's interesting. In short, you want to ask how to become a successful trader, right? What you need to do. I think this is what every trader is asked, right? What should I do to get my success, to be successful? Because I've been doing it for 3-4 years. I get this every day. Man, I go on and off. I make some profit, and then I lose, and then I lose something. My whole account, come back, open a new account, and just repeating the cycle, right? And I think I'm there because I can see that I'm making winning trades. But most of those winning trades are luck. I think I said this once, and a lot of people flare up on me in my webinar when I heard one person said, well, you can flip a coin. It's like flipping a coin, and you're going to get heads and tails, and it's a probability game. It is not. Trading is not flipping a coin. Flipping a coin for probability is that any one could fall. Trading is more like a business. It has probability in it, but it's not a probability game. You're not just putting it and hope that it goes your way. You're using the probability on your side, which means you want to take the trades or the setups that has the highest probability of repeating the same thing they did before, right? So I can make that very simple to you. The guy with the coin is saying, if you're standing on the road and you want to go up the road, you stand and you can jump in any bus that comes. The chances that bus will take you to where you're going, or it might just turn off the road and don't take you to where you're going. And I'm saying, no, you don't just jump in any darn bus, right? You look at the numbers of the bus. Look at their I was going to say Russian word, marshut. Look at their how do you say that in English now? That's a problem. Look at their route, the route they have to go, and pick the number that is going on the route that you are going, and then you have a high probability of reaching where you're going. Because you know how the bus works, you know where it's going, right? You studied it, you understand how it's working, you know which bus is going to your end, and you take that number of bus. You don't just jump into any bus that's going in your direction. That's the difference between me and the guy flipping his coin, right? He was jumping any bus and hope that that bus take him because it's going in his direction. And I'm like, no, don't do that. A lot of those buses will never take you to where you're going, and you may end up in the wrong place. You may get beat up and get robbed. So you probably want to choose the bus, study these bus, study the route, study the numbers, figure out which one is going in the pattern that you want it to go, has the highest probability of reaching your destiny and then your destination, and then jump into that darn bus. That is easy to do, right? But you have to spend some time to study it. And that is where trading comes in, not being a probability game. It's a game of knowledge. You got to study. You have to study these patterns. You have to understand them. You have to have a good scope of how they work. You have to understand how they behave. And then you decide, well, if I see this pattern again, I know that 90% of the time and sometimes 100% of the time it behaves this way. So guess what? I'm going to trade this pattern this way. Not all the patterns, not all the time, but this pattern this way. See? That's the difference. So people can take anything and turn it around and spin it around and try to show you that you don't have to win all the trades. If you win 40% of your trade and you make 3 to 1 and 4 to 1, you're going to be a successful trader. BS. Most of you don't even make 2 to 1. You're in a winning trade. You got half to 1, not even 1 to 1, and you see a profit and it starts to make a correction and boom, you click it off. Most traders take less than they risk. That's the reality. Because why? They don't know where it's going. They have no idea where it's going. So when they're in the trade and they're in a little profit, they grab it. And that's come back to knowledge, understanding where it's going. If you know where it's going, and if you understand that you can keep it so long for that destination, yes, you have 5 to 1, 6 to 1. So people who are selling these things and they don't themselves know what they're doing, they will figure out a strategy and they will sell you this. I have a guy the guy who taught me, basically, he would bring this big table on and tell you how you can only win 20% of the trade if you go 3 to 1, and he's mathematically calculating, and it looks very nice. Like, yeah, wait, hey, I just need to get 50% of my trade right and I'll be a successful trader. But guess what? I was in the group, so I'm not even going to go there. But guess what? No, that's far from reality. You have to have the knowledge first, and you have to have the right knowledge. You have to know. You have to understand it. You have to study it. You have to spend a lot of time practicing it. Right? It's like me telling you, hey, you see that goal? Just go kick the ball in. The ball is small, the goal is big. You have 2 foot. Kick the darn ball in, and you'll be the best footballer in the world. We know it's not easy, right? I think all of you here know. There's a single person who knows that if I give you the ball and I put you there, you probably wouldn't get in the goal. You'd never kick it in, right? As simple as it looks like, you can kick it in, right? That's what they're telling you, that, hey, don't worry. Here is the ball, here's the goal, you're going to be a millionaire. And I'm telling you, no, hold a second. Not that easy. You're going to practice that until you run crazy. And then you may never be successful too, because you may never be a footballer. It's not for you. You're not wired for it. But if you study hard enough, you may play good enough to not lose your account. You may not be a superstar, but if you play safe, you play good, you practice the game, you'll play in one of those middle leagues. You'll probably play in, you'll make enough money to survive. You will not lose your account. Would you be the best trader in the world? I hope you are. That's it. So it's just a different way of looking at things. Don't let people fool you and drag you into millionaire. I know these people are selling millionaire, what do they call it? The millionaire trading strategy or whatever they're selling. They can only do that after I'm not on the platform, because I would be hammering that away every day. That is BS. So the best thing you do is you get me out of that spot, and then you can sell that millionaire crap. Right? People know what they do, right? If I was there, I would watch that and I'll be hammering it from the day one they put that up, right? That's hype and it's nonsense. And only crazy people will buy it. That's it, right? When I get my millionaire plan, how to make billions of dollars, I probably wouldn't be doing these webinars for you guys. I can almost promise you that. Why? Not because I don't want to, because I wouldn't have the time to. If I'm making millions and millions of dollars, trading billions and billions of dollars, I probably wouldn't have time to be with you. Right now, I'm trading in the millions, but not millions and millions. So what I'm making is not enough to say, okay, I'm busy, too busy. I'm still not that busy, but I will get there. I'm not buying Ferraris and Islanders yet. But hey, who knows? So while you have the opportunity to have me here, make use of it and learn something. That's the whole point. Keep learning. Thank you for coming. All of you have a wonderful week. Trade with care and make money. But keep learning. Have a nice day, everybody. Have a nice week. Thank you. You guys are great. Take care. Bye-bye.